everyone, Screaming Geek Media here. I am Jerry the Geek. Today we are going to talk about the 4K of the Hitcher. But before we get into that, if you like physical media, 4Ks, Blu-rays, DVDs, if you like home theater, movies in general, please check out my other videos on the channel because I do these reviews. I do unboxings, collection updates, different discussions. Check that stuff out. Hit the like button, subscribe, and always comment below. Let me know what you think of anything. So let's talk about the brand new 4K edition of the Hitcher. The movie came out in 1986. You got, the famous, the late Rutger Hauer. Definitely one of, his best movies he's ever done and what he's most noted for. Also has a C. Thomas Howell, Jennifer Jason Leigh, directed by Robert Harmon. The movie takes place in Texas. Character C. Thomas Howell. I just watched it yesterday. I forgot his freaking name already. But he's driving a car. He's driving from Chicago to California, and driving late at night. And he decides to stop and pick up a hitchhiker. Played by Rutger Hauer, and name happens to be John Ryder, I think it is. And who ends up being basically a serial killer. So he basically the whole movie revolves around, he doesn't kill him, but he just basically toys around him because he wants someone to try to kill him. So, this is a great movie from the 80s. Definitely an all-time classic. I've always liked this. Now, I've never owned this since DVD. I've never bought this on Blu-ray. So the last couple years, Second Sight's been teasing us to, talking about that they're going to put out the Hitcher. So we've all been chomping at the bit wanting to get this thing. So finally, this, just came out this week. I remember I just got this, I think Saturday mine came in. Everybody else has been getting theirs, all last week. And of course I live in a BFE, Kansas, so I get mine after everyone else, but glad to finally have it. The movie was filmed in 35mm, finished with HDR10 and Dolby Vision. Incredible presentation here. I freaking loved it. Second Sight always does a phenomenal job with whatever they do. I've only got a few of their editions. I'm trying to get more of their stuff. The movie starts out during the night as, he's driving his car. So very, everything is very dark. They keep, you see very little bits here and there. And definitely when you do see things, it's nice and clear, definitely well done. Then when it gets to the daytime shots, that's when everything really kicks into high gear as far as visuals. The colors, the details, textures just freaking leap off the screen here. The dirt and grime, because it's been taking place in Texas, out in the middle of nowhere. You got the, desert landscape. So you got all the dust flying around and the dirt on the cars. And of course, Hal's character, he's wearing a red flannel shirt that really comes across the screen. And his red car, before it gets real dirty, red really pops there. The blue skies in the background, the clouds. And of course, during a couple of the explosions, the fireballs really pop off the screen. Now, and late in the movie, when the two characters are at the motel, and it's really dark, she's laying in the bed, and the camera is kind of panning across the room, and it's very dark. You can barely see anything. And all of a sudden, you see some light coming in from like a truck coming into a parking lot outside, and the light is coming across the walls. And all of a sudden, you see John Ryder's character standing there. So phenomenal job, with the lighting and the shadows. This is an incredible transfer. I was so impressed with it. Now, as far as a Blu-ray, again, I did not own this on Blu-ray, so I can't really compare it to some of the older Blu-ray releases. But I did pop into Blu-ray here, and again, the Blu-ray here is region free. It will play on any player, so you don't have to worry about that. So some of the Second Sight, some of the previous releases from Second Sight, the Blu-rays are region B locked, but again, this one is region free. I did pop it in to check it out, and there definitely is a considerable difference between the Blu-ray, even being second sight. The Blu-ray, it looks really good. The colors are there and the textures, but it doesn't look as clean as the 4K does. And so there definitely is a big difference between the Blu-ray and the 4K. Now for the audio here, we have two audio tracks. We got a Dolby Atmos and a DTS HD Master Audio 2.0. Now I don't have an Atmos. I have just a 5.0 setup. I watched most of an Atmos. I did toggle back and forth between the two. And there was a couple scenes I went back and forth between the two to try to and get a really good comparison to them. So like after watching a certain scene, I'd rewind it and flip the audio and watch it again, a different audio track. And the 2.0 is very well done, very impressive. Everything's well balanced, and the 2.0 actually does give you a nice sense of surround where out of just two speakers, it gives you the full effect. It sounded very impressive. The Atmos track just opens it up a little bit more. I mean, it's not, it's not going to win any awards, but it's just very well done. Again, since I don't have Atmos, I can't tell you if there was any overhead effects at all, and if there's any difference between an Atmos and a 5.1. But it does, it opens up a little bit more, compared to the 2.0. But besides that, I didn't hear a whole lot of difference. The dialogue was nice and centered where it's supposed to be, clear. Everything was well balanced on the 5.1 as well. No real surround effects, just more ambience. Now, even though the dialogue was really nice, there was one particular scene when they're being chased in a car, and as they're talking, the background music was pumped up a little bit too much. It kind of drowned out the dialogue a little bit. But that was the only time I had an issue with the dialogue, just with the music drowned it out. Other than that, it was phenomenal. Now for the packaging. This is the limited edition here. I'm not going to go through everything. If you want to see everything here, I did an unboxing you can check out, and you can see all the details. But this is, it's a big, hefty box. And actually, besides, it has a digipack with both discs in it. And also it has a hardcover book that has all the production notes and pictures in it. And a paperback that actually has a screenplay, and it has some art cards. So if you want to see all of that, check out my unboxing video, so I don't have to, go through all that again. But this is a beautiful set. Now for the bonus features here, we have a lot of new stuff that was actually done by Second Sight. A lot of new interviews, but you also have, there's a brand new audio commentary by Alexandra Heller-Nicholas. And there's also another commentary by Robert Harmon and writer Eric Red. And there's also another that's a scene-specific audio commentary with Robert Harmon, Eric Red, and executive producer Edward S. Feldman, composer Mark Isham, director of photography John Seal, and actors Rutger Hauer and C. Thomas Howe. Then there's a projection booth podcast featuring Robert Harmon and Rutger Hauer. Then with the interviews, we got one called Bullseye, which interview with Robert Harmon. Then we got Pinning the Ripper, an interview with Eric Red. Doomed to Live, interview with C. Thomas Howell. Then we have The Man from Oz. It's a new interview with John Seal. A very formative score, a new interview with Mark Isham. Dual Runner, Leah Singer on the evolution of the Hitcher and Rutger Hauer. Then we got the short film by Robert Harmon. It's restored. It's called China Lake. Then we got the calling card, and talks about Robert Harmon talking about China Lake. Then we got another one called Telephone. It's a short film by Eric Red. And then we got the Hitcher, how do these movies get made, and also the trailers. So between the shorts and all the interviews and stuff, there's about 4.5 hours worth of stuff to go through here. Now, I started going through the interviews, but they're not my cup of tea. I mean, the first one, I forget, it was around 30 to 40 minutes maybe. And I watched maybe about 10 minutes of it. And it just, for me, it was just kind of boring and I just can't get into some of the way that the interviews are done. So if you like the interviews, there's a lot here to, go through, and, a lot of good information to learn. But just, like, again, it's not my cup of tea. I got bored, so I didn't watch them. I just started it, and I just couldn't do it. So to wrap it up here, the 4K of the Hitcher, phenomenal addition here from Second Sight. Incredible. Now, if you're interested in getting this, you do have a couple options. Now, if you want this box set, it is getting a little harder to find. Grindhouse is out of stock. Diabolic is out of sight. Orbit, I don't know. Their site has been down for the last couple of days doing some maintenance stuff. So I don't know if they have any or not. Zavvi, as far as last night, they still had some available to order on their site for $65. Amazon UK did have some listed on there to order for 50 pounds, which works out to be about 67 US dollars. So if you want, if you want this set, you can still get it. Now, if you don't need this big box set, you're okay with having a standard, edition of it. Second Sight did release a standard version. Zavvi has them available for $33. Amazon UK has it for 25 pounds, which works out to be about 35 US dollars. And if you want to wait, Warner Brothers is releasing their own version in the US. You can see here, it's coming out in October 22nd, I believe. I couldn't find a pre-order yet, so I don't know what they're going to cost. So if you're looking to save some money, because supposedly the Warner Brothers is using the same scan that Second Sight used. So as far as quality-wise, the Warner Brothers should look pretty identical to this. So if you're looking to save some money, if you want to wait a little bit, go ahead and keep an eye out for the Warner Brothers release. See when they go up for pre-sale, and plus maybe Grub might have it as well. But if you're a fan of the movie, this is a must-have in your collection. Again, this is such a beautiful set. And if you haven't seen the movie, it's incredible. I highly recommend getting this. It's a great classic. Basically, it's up to you how much you want to spend for this. If you want this big box set, like I said, it is still available to find. Or if you want to save some money and get the cheaper Second Sight available, or wait a little bit and get the Warner Brothers coming out. But either way, I recommend getting this on 4K. Incredible. This movie has never looked this damn good. So that pretty much does it for my look at the 4K edition of The Hitcher from Second Sight. Please comment below, let me know what you think, if you're going to get this or if you actually did get it. Check out my other videos on my channel, like, subscribe, turn your bell notifications on, and we'll see you soon. Geek out.